We have another project in our midst.
We're stuck on the Fairlane for the minute because we ordered the wrong parts.
Yeah, right now we have a very expensive, what are they called? Those things when you're on the divider. We have an expensive divider.
Yeah. That's the project that we can't finish, so we're moving on to the project I've been trying to do for a little while now.
So what are we doing?
We are putting in a water temp gauge and an oil pressure gauge into the Maverick.
And we got a pillar pod from Fleabay.
Yep. The reason why is because I'm having a lot of issues with my oil gauge, the standard oil gauge. For some reason on the dash it always reads low. I've changed oil pumps, I've changed oil senders. The only thing I haven't changed is the actual gauge in the vehicle itself.
Yep.
So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to run an aftermarket because it'll actually give me better readings anyway.
Yeah.
And water temp as well, just because this came with two gaps, so I figured let's just put in a water temp sender as well too.
So how are we going to do the water temp? Are we teeing into the top radiator hose, or are you going to use factory sensor?
I'm just going to pull the factory sensor out basically, which is in the manifold, and put this one into that basically.
Yeah.
So.
And oil pressure? What are we doing?
Well, because I've got two sensors, I've got two senders coming off this car. One for the ECU and one for the original or the standard gauge. So I'm just going to take the standard gauge sender out and just put this one in place, but it'll just basically bolt straight in.
Sweet.
The biggest issue is going to be just running wires.
Yeah.
But that shouldn't be too bad anyway.
Yeah.
The main reason why we're doing this is because this isn't a standard TB, because some idiot decided, by some idiot I mean me.
Oh, the viewers haven't seen this car yet.
No,
so why don't we show them the twin turbo LS under the bonnet? Just kidding.
Yeah. It's just a Holden 304.
So what do we got here?
It is a Holden 304 that I think came out of a VP. I bought a four-wheel drive, a Patrol a little while ago, which had this conversion already done in it, and all I did was, because that Patrol was poo, I just pulled everything out and put it into this Maverick and basically made this work, because the old one didn't work all that well. So just a stock standard 304, uses all the fuel under the sun and no power. But it sounds good. And it does what I want it to do basically.
For when we go bush bashing, mate.
Yeah. So yeah, that'll be today's effort now. Let's put some gauges in, eh? Yeah.
I reckon a review on this car will be later.
Yeah, we will do a review on this one day. We'll go through the whole lot of it, but at the moment we can't take it out because of ISO. So no point doing it now. So that's all our water temp. The dash lighting for both of them, I'll just get, I can grab one of them off anywhere in the dash. But I reckon what I might do is put a dimmer switch in it.
Yep.
Mainly because I'm worried about when we're forward driving, having these like just smashing in the face with bright blue colour is just going to be a pain at night, I reckon. So I'll put a dimmer switch in. I'll do a bit of a hack on that too, what I did in my old Maverick, rather than spending $70 to buy a dimmer switch, which is basically just a pot resistor. So let's get started, eh? If you want to get an idea of how much time I spent under the bonnet of this car.
I can't help but laugh every time.
Does this need trimming?
Is it off eBay?
Yeah.
Then yes. Ooh, it doesn't fit too well, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't, does it?
God, that's horrid.
Because like it doesn't actually even... This is meant for a GQ, by the way, folks. It doesn't even bend around.
Yeah. You've got to trim that edge and sit it under the rubber. Alright guys, hardest part of this install is going to be the pod.
Yeah. That's really poor. What if I just cut it down here? At the end of the day, it's a 4-wheel, I don't care what it looks like.
But we could just get some grey vinyl and just put a patch there.
Yeah. I don't care. I'm not pedantic like you when it comes to 4-wheel drives.
I'm not pedantic.
You just wrap your entire 4-wheel drive in flip-flop paint, flip-flop wrap. You're gonna scratch it once and be like...
He's just jealous. He's just jealous. He's jealous.
I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna spread it across.
I have a good car. Yeah?
Yeah. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I reckon just do it.
I might see if I can put some heat into that and see if I can
Bend it
a little
around
bit.
a touch. Yeah, I reckon we try it.
I'm gonna make a run for it. Ready? Go, 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 go. Go, go. Go, go, go.
Or we could just take the heat gun here.
And then I'm gonna get an extension cord.
Oh, really? Oh, that's perfect.
We probably could have done that for the whole lot now. Oh, that looks mint, bruh.
Yeah, very cool. What?
It hits.
Oh, you're kidding.
I think it'll be okay. See, it's pushing out.
But once that...
This is such a crap. This is bullshit. And the other trouble is too, you can't actually see the water temp because when you're looking at the oil pressure, it covers.
Yeah, I know.
This is a great design. Whoever thought of this. Don't buy crap off eBay.
There you go.
The pillar pod's never going to work. It just doesn't fit. It was just a cheap one off eBay anyway, so honestly, I'm not surprised. But what we'll do is I'll do what I did my last Corby, which is just run just a pod that just will sit on there. So these are just going to sit just up there, right next to our dash. But the problem is sometimes these lights can be pretty bright and kind of blinding at night. So especially when you're forward driving and you're trying to look across your bonnet, for example, this light can be just so blinding that you just can't see. So one of the things I like to do is actually put a dimmer in, so I actually can dim the lights, and if I want to I can turn it completely off, or I can just dim them so I can actually see. And I'll show you how I do that with a quick easy little trick. So the easiest and most simple way to do this is head down to your local J car, get yourself a $3 pot resistor. In this case I'm using a 5k resistor, and all I do is hook it into the system for the illumination circuit, and with that I can then dim them. As you can see, I can go from completely on to completely off, so that'll be really handy. Got it all wired up, potentiometer is in, and then it just runs down to just a 6-pin terminal here, which I'll then plug into somewhere in the dash. It's looking neat. Benjamin. Benjamin.
Alright, so what are we doing here?
Well, I've got the gauges pretty much set in place now. Now I'm just running the actual loom for the senders. I'm just figuring out the earth for the minute, because these senders don't earth through the body themselves. They earth through through wires. They've got a separate earth, so I'm just running that. My water sender is just in here, which is a prick to get to, and the oil sender is just down there as well too. Oil sender's down there. That was not so bad, but the water temp sender, which is just tucked away under this stupid manifold, is really hard to get to. Look, Nathan, I bought a light. Shut up.
See that, Nathan? Just told you to shut up. What was that?
I'm probably going to regret this, but I'm going to pull this out and see if I can get all the adapters out.
Are you serious?
Yep. The sender going into an adapter, into a joiner, which is then going into another adapter. And I just want to see if I can simplify it and just get this straight into the block.
Let's give it a try.
That's the plan anyway. So tight. is the hole. That looks good. And heaps needed because there's only one. No adapters.
And how'd you tighten it with the cables?
I can get a spanner in there straight on, like that. And then what I can do, here's a little hack for you. Put that and just turn it like that. It does it up quite nicely. Yep, there we go. Got it. Oh no, I pulled out the wrong side.
Are you serious? You just killed your car.
Out with the old, in with the new.
Alright, we back at it.
Hungry.
What do you feel like?
Burger.
Yeah, I think so. Oh,
Plug these in. And we're just about ready to just try her out and see what she does. Ignition. We've got lights. And they dim. Control that. Just a nice little touch. Now it should start. Hey, we got oil pressure. That's good enough for me. Oh yeah. Well, oil pressure works. Now we're just gonna wait for water temp to come up to see if that one's working. They work. Oil pressure's reading right. Engine temperature sitting about 92 or whatever it is, which is I think is about right for these Holdens. The lights come on with the dash lights, which is handy rather than having them on all the time. And the dimmer works, so I can dim them if I need to. So overall, a good build. Oh, and you can change the colours too. So I can have different colours.
so much heat coming from this car.
Yeah, it gets hot.
Doesn't like.